Okay, it's going to start out yuck, but bear with me for just a second because it'll get better. I've been getting into a couple of researchers named Reineke and Hall. They're both experts on electronic communication, which can range from anything like text messages and emails all the way to video conferencing. And so far I've learned 3 really cool, informative things that you can take into the education world or the corporate world. But first, hold on. We should really do it this way, shouldn't we? Because the other way was yucky, wasn't it? It was yucky. Okay, more on that a little bit later. 3 things I learned. Okay, first, the greater the information load, the greater the associated stress. What's information load? That is the responsibility to send, receive, and check messages. It can be text messages, it can be email messages, it can be messages in an account management system that's part of a corporation or part of an education system. All of those things are part of your information load. What kinds of stress does it cause? Specifically, it increases levels of burnout and levels of anxiety. Thing 2, younger people are less adept at identifying priorities and managing that information load. So I have 6 email accounts, but I only check 4 of them every day, and of those 4, I only check 2 of them more than once a day. So I have, because of my age, more ability to decide what's a priority and what's not a priority. When you're younger, you're not as good as identifying things that can be pushed to the side. Okay, so the 3rd thing really rocked my world. Virtual meetings are making it worse. Why? Because there are no breaks in eye contact and you have to kind of jockey for your place in a conversation in virtual meetings. It's not at all like a face-to-face meeting. I mean, consider the difference between the kind of open of the video and this right here. I'm not even in person, but you can tell the difference between those 2 levels of communication. It's the same thing with virtual meetings. In fact, this will rock your world. In fact, researchers found that participants in virtual meetings felt lonelier after the virtual meeting than they did before the virtual meeting. So they make the sense of isolation worse. Okay, so what are we supposed to do about it? I don't know if you know me, but I'm really good at finding problems. I am not so good at finding solutions. But I do know one thing that I can do is that I can work on sending fewer emails. I really like to email. And I try to be both concise and warm so that it's the right kind of connection. But now I know that even though I'm combining that concision with that warmth, I'm still creating something that is part of someone's information load, and so I'm still doing things to increase stress when I send emails that I don't need to send. So I'll sit on those a little bit longer and think about it. Maybe I'll pick up the phone a little more often.